Day 5, early morning at Dingtree Camp, which is just out of Inaminka on the Cooper Creek. This is like private land, and I think it's $20 a night per car. You get pretty basic stuff like a bin. I think there's toilets up at the front. So we're here checking out the Dingtree. If you've heard of the Burke and Wills expedition, which probably most people have, it was an expedition that happened in 1860 and 1861. They basically walked all the way from Melbourne up into the Gulf and then came back. And they missed the party that was staying here by a matter of hours. I think it was 9 hours that they missed them by. And they dug up the food, but it wasn't enough. They were too weak to catch the party that had just left, and actually, perished in this area. So pretty full on, but it's a pretty cool story, and another reason why this camp is worth visiting. It's on the beautiful Cooper Creek. You can have fires. You got bins and toilets. So check it out. It's worth a look. It's the only visible, they call these blaze, these kind of chopped out bits of wood, and this is the only visible one. There's a B, and I think you can just see the LX there, but the B must be up further. But this is a long time ago. 150 years. It's pretty cool that it's still there. So here's a blaze. This one's obviously done in tribute to Burke, and it's pretty cool. And this one is 1898, so 120 years, and it's still looking really good. Amazing. So in 1888, they did 82,000 head of sheep with hand shears in this shed. And I'm telling you, this is as cool as it gets here at the moment, and it's still warm. It will be stinking hot in summer, so hats off to them. It'll be tough work. So Carilla Downs is still a working cattle station, obviously, but some of the cool stuff you find is all the machinery and stuff. Like, look at this old steam traction engine or whatever it is. Pretty cool. Done some work, I'll tell you what. Here we have arrived at Cadalga Ruins, and there's adjacent to the Cadalga watering hole over that way. So it looks like there was a homestead here and an outhouse over there. So it's a little oasis in the middle of nowhere. We're just stopping for a toilet break. I'll just find a tree to go behind. You seen a tree, Dave? Maybe if we're pissing on the bro. Birdsville, 117. And we've got some decent corrugations. I don't know if that's coming out in the video, but they are decent. We've had a good road up until now, really, so could be bad. Hey, we're just getting into Birdsville. We just came from Dingtree today. It was about 500 k's of pretty much all dirt roads, quite corrugated coming into Birdsville this time around. We're just here in Birdsville now. Birdsville, yeah. Big day. Pub, I can see the pub. Are we just come? No, it's the pub. The pub's over there. That's the pub where I'm going. Yep. Steaks.
Oh, yeah, you gotta take a photo, right?
Steaks. Everyone got steaks. Everyone got mash. Looks good, tastes good. Morning, Dave.
Morning.
It's about 7:30 on day 6, is it?
Correct.
And we're at Birdsville and it's cold. I think a misconception is that the desert is always hot, but it's not. It's cold, trust us. I think it's 6 degrees, feels like 3. Today, the plan is to hit the desert. We're in Birdsville, so next stop is Big Red, I think. So we'll get sorted out in town and then we'll go there. So Dave's tyres need replacing. How many Ks has that got? 5,000 odd?
6,000.
6,000 Ks. So he's got some new ones that we bought up. Going to take him into Birdsville. He's ready to go. He's carrying a bit of spare tyre these days.
Love handles.
We're here at the Birdsville Roadhouse and Dave's changing his tyres on the motorbike. They don't actually change the tyres on the motorbikes this morning, so we're just doing it ourselves in the workshop here. Richard.
Almost got one done. Front one's probably the easier of the two though. Here at the Birdsville Bakery, grab a pie, grab some beer and we're off.
We've just finished in Birdsville and we're off towards Big Red. It's almost lunchtime, but we got all our supplies, got the bike tyres changed and fuel and water, everything in Birdsville, and we're off into the desert.
Up the first dune, and it was pretty easy. We did it in 2-wheel drive. I will air down probably and put it into 4-wheel drive, but what a ripper. Simpson Desert, eh? Woo! We all made it here. Dan's just down putting a sand flag on, and then we're gonna give this a red hot crack. Hopefully we all get up Big Red. We'll see how we go. Big Red, we're here. What I'm gonna do is first give it a crack with 30 PSI in the tyres, and we'll see how far up we get. I'm pretty sure we won't get very far, but I want to prove a point that tyre pressure is really, really important here. So I'll whack it in 4-wheel drive and we'll see how far we can get with 30 PSI. This is Big Red, take 2 with 15 PSI. Helps in low range. Thanks.
So the mighty CRF made it up Big Red. Little red on Big Red. It's pretty awesome. Big flat salt plain over there.
Pretty sure that's where they would have had the big red bash there. There's a few people out today playing around.
It's got some revs now, I can hear it. Don't break the car, we've got to do the whole Simpson. Here you go, Mick. I'll get. Do you want me to get my car and help you? Here he comes. Now he's going quicker. This is better. Don't get out of the ruts. Stay in the rut. Yeah! Woo! Mick's got some wood for tonight. Surprisingly not that hard to find wood, but it goes through stages of lots of wood and then nothing. So we thought we'd chuck a bit on. So this is the first night in the Simpson. The mighty GU. This is what they make them for. The Pajero. Spanish for, yep. And the surf.
Forerunner. Forerunner.
And the guy on the postie bike.
Yeah.
Pajero.
It'd be fun on a postie bike.
Full start. What's for dinner, Jules?
Food. Doing a roast tonight. Like every night. Keep it level. Oh, no promises.
Roast pork. We're getting the veggies in.
It's gonna be
Oh!
ash flavoured,
She's cooking quick.
crispy.
Oh, he's taking
Make it
the coals off the top, hasn't he?
Hurry up.
Chef Jules. Oh, they're almost taxi.
The freaking foil. Put some lifesavers in there.
So he's had a few gin and tonic, so we're a bit concerned about our meal. That's why we're all involved.
It's looking good though.
Yeah, it is.
Second's unlucky. Oh, it's hot.
What do you mean second? This is the first one.
That's it. Okay.
So what are you doing here? Oh, more coals.
Ah, more coals.
He's like, someone's a bitch and all this shit.
Hey, shut up.
I'm called asshole. It's just like every.
Alright. What are we looking at?
Sizzling anyone?
Yeah, we got some happening.
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
High production costs. The Simpson Desert movie.
Oh, yes.
What else do you want to Fuck.
take
Don't take
a
too
taste.
long.
Nice
background
there,
though. I say it's done. I can't test anymore anyway. Right, when the gravy's done, we'll be right.
Okay.
One of them, you know, you could see the car, because I was describing it, because we didn't have a light. And he took it.
Whoa, looks good, Jules.
It was so serious. We got pulled up.
Oh, crackle, Jules. That's better than the last one, isn't it?
Pretty burnt, crackly burnt.
It smells like crackle. And that's it. Look at that. Roast dinner in the middle of nowhere. What a ripper. I'm not filming me eat it because I'm going to inhale it. Cheers. Welcome to day 7 on the Simpson trip. We're about 20 k's in from Birdsville. Last night was cold. I don't know. Had frost on stuff in this morning, so it was below 0. Copy squeaky white.
Copy smoky blue.
We heard from rusty brown.
No, I've done this one for a while. That's not easy, that one. This one's a pretty good dune that we've found. Mick's having a run up. He's got it. Woo!
Tell me when it's going to get tight.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Yep.
Okay. Give me the okay, Dan.
Yeah, he's not in his car yet.
I'm still fucking around.
Use your radio. Successful recovery. Big salt lake just before Papels Corner. Some good sand dunes today. Some of them are pretty tricky actually, but this is pretty cool. The massive lake. I think we've got about 20 k's to drive down the other side of it. Salt.
Corner. Oh, someone left me a beer. Cheers. I'm at the moment, I'm in South Australia, but if I walk over here, I'm in Queensland. Go the Maroons, and if I go over here, I'm in Northern Territory, and I get to use fireworks and porn. If I go around here, I'm in South Australia, and I go back 20 years. This is one of the big corners. I think some people go and try and do all of the corners where all the states meet. This one's, I think there's one that's harder to get to, a bit harder to, more remote than this, but this one's pretty remote. So it's pretty cool. It's on a salt lake. And we've done, I don't know, close to 100 Ks already today. Lots of dunes, and it's pretty slow going, so good fun. We'll check in at camp. This is the camp for tonight, in between a couple of dunes on a bit of a salt pan, mud plan, whatever it is. It's flat. Get the fire going, have a few bevies, and get some dinner cracking. So we're doing a gin and tonic taste test. Gordon's versus Tanqueray. And I've poured these up. One of them has Tanqueray. Should I say that? Anyway, I've told you. I won't tell Jules. One of them has Tanqueray. Oh, could be any of them. And two of them have Gordon's. So Dave's just taste tested them, or do you want to have another taste?
No, I'm good. I think I've decided these two are the same, so they must be the Gordons, and this is the Tanqueray.
Okay. Give it a crack and have a sip of each.
Anna and Elsa first.
And we want to know your reaction. I made them quite strong, because that's what I do.
That one's a bit gritty.
Gritty? Okay. I don't think you can decide until you've had them all.
This is how we share COVID.
Well, we've been on the road for long enough that we're right. And I'm in that. Oh, maybe I need to be in the light. So what do you reckon?
I've gone up to Gordon's and that's Tanqueray.
Oh, and what's this one?
Both Gordon's.
Both Gordon's and Tanqueray. That's the same as. Is that the same as what you said, Dave? Hey? No, two Gordons. The blue ones are Gordons and the pink one's Tanqueray. Is that the same?
I said yes. Correct.
You'd both be wrong. That one's Tanqueray, those two are Gordons. So there you go, doesn't make a difference. You may as well buy Gordons.
This one is much weaker. This is
Gordon gin wins again.
Yeah, Gordon's is obviously cheaper than Tanqueray, so anyway, just have a gin and tonic. Let's go.